Hey, everybody, it's Chad Hyams once again as we're continuing on the Achieve Your Apex podcast, talking about one of my favorite subjects, and that is building the calendar correctly for time blocking success. And I want to remind you that we've talked now 2 episodes so far as we're working our way through this. We started with some of the rules when building your calendar, and we started with the S from the acronym SPACE. Okay, which was start your day. And I went into what that looks like and some of the reasoning behind it. Now we're going to advance on to the P. And the P in the SPACE acronym stands for promises. Now I want to be really clear about these promises. These are promises we make to other people because the promises you make to yourself, you have most likely broken 84% of the time at least. That's right. We make promises to ourselves and break them all the time. Another word for them, New Year's resolutions, which isn't too long ago for some of you, and you've already broken those promises. I want you to understand that when you promise yourself something, most of the time you let yourself down. Think about right, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym. And you don't go to the gym. It's rainy, it's wet, it's cold, whatever. When you tell someone, I'll meet you at the gym, you show up though, don't you? Right? You say, I'm going to do X, and you don't do it. Yet when you say to someone else, hey, let's meet to do X, X gets done. And a promise in this situation of building our calendar is an agreement we've made with someone else. And I don't care what that is. These are the things that now should go plug in on your calendar because they're things you're probably not going to drop the ball on. It's not something that shows up on my calendar very often. Yet you might have that hair appointment on your calendar. And you know when you have it, you don't miss it. That's a promise you made to your hair person that you'll be where at what time. You might have a meeting with someone who's very important. You might have a call with your coach that you're paying for every week. And you're saying, it's a promise to that person that we're going to be on the phone at this time. Or it's a promise to that person, I'm going to meet them. You might have something that's just good for you. Oh, I got a massage on the calendar. Yeah, I'm not missing that. You're going to put it on the calendar. It's a promise to the masseuse that you're going to be there. It's not a promise to yourself to get a massage. It's a promise to the masseuse that you're showing up at the time you've scheduled. This could be your kids' after school activities. This could be a meeting with a teacher. This could be a meeting with a client, whatever industry you're in. Maybe you have an agreement to meet with a potential client for lunch that day. Maybe you have a meeting or a presentation to make to a client at that time that day. Okay, that's a promise you made to them. I will be here to pitch you or help you or whatever your job is that allows you for. Maybe it's a doctor, a dentist. I could go on for hours of the different kinds of promises. A promise is an agreement you've made with someone else to be somewhere at a certain time. These go on our calendar. I say first because start of your day is down here in the morning. The promises are what really start to plug in the day. Now, what's the reason behind that? The reason we put these things on our calendar second, first, as we're getting into the hump of the day here, is because, as I said, these are the things we won't break. We are all good people naturally. We don't agree to meet someone with the purpose of, I'm standing them up, right? We don't commit to a doctor's appointment to say, yeah, I'm just going to never show up and it's going to make other people wait longer in the doctor's office. We don't do that. That's not human nature. We make an appointment, we're going to be there. A few minutes late, it'll happen. Yet we make an appointment, we intend to be there. So that's why these have to go on our calendar so we can start to see where we have time available for the other things that are going to come in the A and throughout the rest of the acronym space. So these promises get on the calendar. Now, if they are a recurring promise, such as a call with a coach, such as I see my hair person on the third Thursday of every month, such as, right, my kid has a game always on Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock, or band performance, or whatever. Okay, If it's not daily activity, like drop my kid off at school every day, no. If it's a weekly or less frequent, we can put the auto repeat if we need to. That way, as I said, when we open the calendar for next week and we put that start of day, what we talked about in the last episode, now we already have the promises in place. Okay, now the P is already there. We're already starting to see, oh yeah, I have that call with the coach and my kid has their game at this time, so I'm already booked, and I've got that meeting at the office that every Wednesday they do a meeting, and I should be at it, so it's there. And okay. That's where the power of promises and where auto repeat can help us. Now we can delete them if, oh, nope, this week happens to be a break from school, so there is no this, or this week I have something that's a bigger promise, right? I agreed to meet with that client. That's a huge client. And the only time they had available was the same time as that meeting. I got to take that meeting off there. Do I need to rearrange where the meeting goes? No, not in this situation. Do I need to rearrange where my hair appointment is? Yes, I got right. So now I can see these things. That's the P. Now let's touch on A. And I'm only going to touch. A is for advancement. These are the things that advance you in your life. And there's 4 key areas. I put up 4 in each hand for those of you on YouTube because they're that important, yet there aren't 8. There's 4. Okay. Key areas of life. And the acronym for that, life. That's right. And I'll give them to you now, and I'll explain what an advancement is. Yet I'm going to hold it until after we do the calendaring to really dive deep into a tool I call the Win One. And that's where these really become clear what these advancements are. Now, advancements are the things that I said that move us forward. So we've got these meetings, these promises, these client meetings, these family meetings, these personal meetings. There are things we do, though, to move ourselves forward, and they fall in the 4 areas of life. The L in the life acronym, don't worry, I'll come back to this in the episode when we get to it. Yet the L in the life acronym is your love life. Who are those people that you love that much that they're worthy of calendar space? Okay, we'll come back to this. I'm just giving you the general outline on it. The I in the life acronym stands for improving yourself. You've heard that if you aren't going forward, you're dying. The expression comes from the great white shark, right? Sharks cannot swim backwards, and sharks must keep moving for water to go over their gills to generate the oxygen that they need. So if a shark stops swimming, shark dies. That is the ultimate apex predator, except for you. Yet you can learn that lesson. We always need to be improving ourselves. Are we reading? Are we listening to podcasts? Yes, you are right now. Right? What are we doing to improve ourselves? I'll come back to them. The F stands for our fitness. Because while many might neglect it, we only have one body to live in. And if we don't take care of it now, we will be forced to take care of it later or vacate. You don't want to vacate yet. Okay? Fitness is a key area of this life acronym and an advancement for us. My level of fitness does not have to be your level of fitness. And the E stands for economic, because we've all heard the expression that money makes the world go round. We have to be making our money. And we'll talk about the life acronym and the Win One tool in more detail after I finish the calendaring. Yet I want you to understand that those things become the advancements, which is the A in the SPACE acronym, as you build out your calendar. It'll all make sense if you stick with me as we keep going through this. Heck, go back a few episodes and start the calendaring again. Bring somebody along. Do it together, because A could also stand for accountability. And that is the secret to success. Until our next episode, as always, keep climbing.